So fine then. So we'll start.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Recording in progress.
Oh. So before we are starting to the directly domains, still we have to know some more things. Okay, some of the guidelines we have to aware. See the HDTM guidelines you need to follow while we are deriving the HDTM domain datasets. Okay. The first guideline. As per the HDTM guideline, your domain name should contain only two letters. It contains only two letters. Okay. If you observe here, in the notes also I gave that every domain name should be only two letters. DM, CO, SC, SV, EX. So your final domain dataset name should be only two letters. Clear? That is rule number one. First guide. Second, every domain should have proper label. Sorry. Every domain should have a proper labels. Proper means your label should be only up to 40 characters and it is there in a progress. Okay, observe here. For every domain, I'm giving that label. Demographic, comment, subject, element, subject, visits. I gave a label, right? Like this, a proper label you also have to give for each domain name. Okay, not only for the domain name, even for in each domain, for each variable also you have proper label. See, take demographic. See, every domain have a label. Similarly, in a domain for each variable also you have a proper labels. Okay. Every domain should have proper variable. In each domain, every variable also have a proper label. Okay. That's the second area. Third one. In each domain, if you consider all the variables, check any variable, okay? The variable names should not contain more than 8 characters. Then more than 8 characters. Check any variable, for example, unique subject ID, USUB ID, age, or any variable, LB, original results units. Maximum 8 characters only. It cannot be more than 8 characters. Check any variable length. Okay, the variable name should not be more than 8 characters. Okay, if we give more than 8 characters means something you give the wrong variable name. Clear? Next. Last. One more. Order should be, the variables order should be, in the final data set, the variables order should be as per HDTMH. Okay. The variables order should be as per implementation guide. To take a DM domain, in a DM domain, the variables has to come in this order only. Study ID, unique subject ID, subject ID, RFST DTC, ENDTC. So in which order the implementation guide there was mentioned, the same order your final data set should be also will be there. So you have to take care of that. Okay. The last one. All your HDTM data sets, all HDTM dates, in HDTM data set, the dates variables will be there, right? The date variables, these are date variables, DTC, RFST, RFEN DTC, RFXST DTC, XEN DTC. Okay, DTC variable, date and time in character data. So all your HDTM date variables are character data. So you have to make sure all your date variables should be character data type only. And it should be there in a standard format. So this is ISO 8601. It's a standard format. So your all date should be in a standard format. What is the standard format is? Okay. If you have date alone to is there. Okay. YY MM DD. Okay. If date and time together is given, yeah. YY MM DD time also. For example, 8:30, 56 seconds. Okay. So your date should be like this. It should be there in a standard format. YY MM date. All the dates should be in this format. If date alone is there, no problem. If date and time is taken together, date and time together you can capture. Hours, minutes, and seconds. So to get these dates, okay, you already know you can use YYMMDD 10 format you can use. Or else, so here you can also have a format like ISO IS8601DA.com. To get date and time together, IS8601DT format you can use. Date alone is there, you can use DA format. Date and time together is DT dot. The DA dot meaning, this is the meaning. YYMMDT 10. Anything you can use it, but you have a specific format for these things. Clear? So this is ISO 8601 format. ISO 8601 means your date should be there in a character data type and should be there in this standard format. Okay. Clear? So these are the guidelines you have to follow while you are programming the any domain in HTML. Clear, everyone? All the guidelines? Any doubts?
Sudarshan, variable labels also should have only 40 characters. Here you mentioned domain labels should have 40 characters, right? Even variable labels also.
Mostly variable labels also 40 characters.
Okay.
There is standard labels will be there. You can use that label. That's it.
Okay.
Okay. Next. See here. If you observe this implementation guide, now we understand what is variable name, label, type means data type, standard term, standard controlled thing, like what is the format you have to follow. Still, we have to know these three things. What is role, what is CDISC nodes, what is code. So let us discuss one by one. Let us start with code. What is code? Okay, so there are three types of codes will be there. One is required. Okay. Second is expected. Third is permissible. Okay. So that these three types of codes will be there: required, expected, and permissible. So what is required is nothing but, so those variables we have to must be included in the domain. For any variable, if they are mentioned as a required means, so those variables we have to must be included. We are not supposed to drop, we are not supposed to there. We have to include those variables. Must be included in the domain. And also, these variable values also, the variables will get observations, right? Variables values or observations cannot be null. Means you're not supposed to get any missing values for these variables. Okay. So for example, study ID, domain, unique subject ID, subject ID. All these are required variables. Study ID, subject ID, unique subject ID, or any domain. So these are not required. So you have to must be included in this domain. Like this, in every way, every domain you have required variables are there. So those variables that must be included in your final data set, and those values also cannot be. Okay, why it is so important? Okay, why? Because, so let's see one example. Subject ID, sex details, race details, and age details. 10, this is information here. 101 subject, male, is Asian, age is 35. 102 subject, she's female, again she's also Asian, age is 30. 103 subject, male, Asian, age 25. Okay, if the data was like this, if you can submit this data, even the customer or a client can understand this. For suppose, I was mentioning variables must be included in the domain. Let us assume subject ID variable I want to include it. If not included that variable, if we send the data like this, if I send only this data now to them, let us assume I have not included this variable, and you send the data like this. If you send this data like this, will they understand anything? So whose details this one? Which person is age is 35 is male, which person is 30, which person is 25. How can they understand? Clear? They not understand very clearly if you send the data like this. That's the reason we have to include that variable, subject ID variable. For example, subject ID is topic variable. It's a required variable. You have to, must be included. Okay. So I included. Let us assume variable values cannot be null. If it is null, what going to happen? If I send the data like this, I kept missing and I sent. Again, same issue. They won't understand which subject details these are. 104 or 105 or 102 or 106. It's also not clear, right? So that's the reason you cannot send a empty values for the required variables. Okay, so make sure in any domain, if they mentioned as a required means, so those variables must be included and values cannot be null. Okay, next, expected. Expected means yes, variables must be included in the domain. Expected variables also. Okay, but variable values can be missing. Can be missing or not missing. Even if you have missing also no problem. If you're not missing also no problem. But variable must be included. Let us assume RFSTDTC and RFENDTC. These are our expected variables. So these dates you have to must be included. 101 subject, subject ID, RFSTDTC, RFENDTC. RFSTDTC is nothing but treatment start date. RFENDTC is nothing but treatment end date. See the scenarios. Let's assume 101 subject, the treatment started. And treatment ended also after 3 months. For 102 subject, treatment started, but treatment still not ended. 103 subject, treatment still not ended. Now observe, we have to include these variables. But these variable values, even though if it is missing, also no problem. Because logically it is missing only. Because 102 subject treatment not done. So RFENDTC will get a missing values. For 103 subject RFSTDTC, missing will because treatment itself not started. Clear? Like this, if it is expected variables, it should be missing also. No problem. If not missing, you have to capture the values as well. Clear? So that's the difference between required and expected. Required variables must be included. Values cannot be null, but expected must be included. Values can be also null. Okay, clear? Next, permissible. The meaning of permissible. Here also variable values can be missing or cannot be missing, but variables can be included or not. It depends on your sponsor decision. It depends on a sponsor whether to include or drop this variable. The variable in a domain. Okay, so in every domain there are some permissible variables with it. Say for example here only investigator ID, investigator name. These are permissible variables. Investigator ID, investigator name. Nothing but doctor name, doctor ID. Okay. So whether to add these variables or not in your final data set, it's your sponsor decision. Sponsor said, okay, include if the data is available, include. If the data is not available, let us leave it. Don't include that variable. Okay. And values also. For some subjects, doctor names are available. For some subjects, doctor names are not available. Even also that is also fine. So even if you get a missing values also, was fine for the permissible variables. Okay. Like this, in every domain, there are these three core variables will be available. Either required, expected, or permissible. Okay. Clear? That's it. For the core. Clear? Any doubts here about the core? Any questions, anyone? Okay. So now we understand what is core. Now then what is row? Okay. Row. Okay. Here every variable have a one row as per CD's guidelines. In every domain, every variable have a one row. Every variable has a one row as per series. Okay. What are type of roles will be there? Identifier variables. Second is timing variables. Third is topic variables. Okay. Fourth is rule variables. And we have same thing under roles, and we have some qualifiers as well. Record qualifier. Okay. Second is the result qualifier. Okay. Grouping qualifier. Synonym qualifier. Variable qualifier. Okay. So let us discuss about one by one, each one. Identifier variables. So there are all the variables are there in HTML level. all the variables, they're categorizing. Okay, simply it's called categorization. Role is nothing but every which variables have which role, which category. Okay, identifier variables means the variables which will give the identification information. Variables which gives the identification information. Like for example, study ID, study identifier, unique subject ID, unique subject identifier, which are ending with ID. Simple I can say. Or a domain. So these are identifier variables. Study ID, domain, unique subject ID. STU DY study identifier. Okay. US UBJID. Unique subject identifier. Okay. Domain. Domain name. So this type of variables which will give identification information, some identity it has to give. Okay. And remember, most of your identifier variables have a core as required. Most of identifier variables core is required. Okay. So what is the required meaning? Variables must be included, values cannot be. Clear? Like this. So some of the variables come the identifier variable category. Second, timing variables. So again, the variables which will give timing information like start dates, end dates, collection dates, measurement dates, any date related, time related variables. Okay, variables which are related to date and times. Have timing variable called. For example, some variables will give start dates information, end date, collection date, collection dates, or measurement dates. Like for example, if you take adverse event started AESTDTC, adverse event ended AEENDTC, like this. Collection demographic information collected DMDTC, measurement dates. For example, lab details will be DTC or VSDTC. These type of date related variables have a qualifier as a timing variable. Timing variable. Have a role as timing variable. Okay. Third important thing is topic variable. That's clear up to here. Don't understand?
Yes, yes.
So topic variable means one domain will contain only one topic variable. One domain will contains only one topic variable. One domain will contains only one topic variable. If you observe that topic variable, this topic variable gives the entire meaning of the domain. This topic variable will focus the entire meaning of the domain. Okay. So like this, in every domain, there is a one standard topic variable will be there. Clear? So let me give all the list of on all the domains. What are the topic variables you have? I'll give the list now. So because in interview, mandatory question. So they'll ask any domain, what is the topic variable for that domain? Okay. Now I'll tell you a trick to remember these topic variables also. So everything I'll give to one place. So tomorrow, if you want to refer, you can easily refer the notes as well. There are so many domains are there. We'll tell you a trick to remember. So for special purpose, you don't have a trick. For DM domain, the topic variable is subject ID. Okay. Subject ID is the topic. Okay. So the topic variable for comments domain, OVAL is the topic variable. Subject elements domain, element code is a topic variable. Subject visit domain, visit number is a topic. Okay. Yeah. For interventions, you have a trick to remember. Generally, all the intervention domains are treatment related domains. Treatment related domain. That's the reason your topic variable will come like XXTRT. In XX place, just replace with your domain. So EX domain, EXTRT. EC domain, ECTRT. Concomitant medication, CMTRT. Substance use domain, SUTRT. Clear? Easily remember all the 4 topic variables. So this is a trick to remember. Clear? Even for events category also. All the events, okay, all these event domains categories are event categories. All are event categories. So for these all the events categories, that topic variable will come like XX term. So adverse event, so AE term. Medical history domain, MH term, topic variable. Disposition domain, DS term is a topic variable. DV domain, DV term. Clinical events domain, CE term. So easy. All the events, the topic variable is XX term. Similarly, findings. Findings categories, all these domains are test related. All are test related domains. That's the reason. Topic variable XX test code. So LB means LB test code is a topic variable. Vital signs, VS test code is a topic variable. EG domain, EG test code. PE domain, PE test code. IE domain, IE test code. Death domain, DD test code. Drug accountable domain, DA test code. Okay. Even trial design models also, we have topic variable, trial arm domain. Trial arm domain, arm code is a topic variable. Trial element domain, element code is a topic variable. Trial visit domain, visit number is a topic variable. Trial inclusion domain. I just code the topic variable. Trial summary domain. Yes, param code the topic. Okay, clear? I gave all the domains topic variables in one place only. So later, for your while you're going for interview, just refer this one. So you can easily remember the topic variables all at a time. Okay. So that's about topic. Next is rule variable. Okay. Generally, variables. Okay, there are some variables in there. Start rules and end rules. Start rule and end rule related variables are have a role as a rule variables. For example, if we take a trial element domain, we will going to see trial element domain. But each element, what is the starting rule? STRL, starting rule, ending rule. ENR. Okay. In trial visit domain also we have TV STRL, trial visit starting rules, trial visit ending rules. This type of starting and ending rules variables have a role as a rule variables. Clear? Next. We have in the roles, we have qualifiers as well. Okay. Record qualifier. Record is nothing but recording or collecting or getting the information from the subject. So which variables, the variables which will collect the information from the subject? We are going to recording or getting the information or collecting the information. For example, sex variable is there, age variable is there, BRTH DTC variable is there. Okay, ethnic values. See, for these variables, that this information, okay, we'll have the subject and we'll collect the information, right? What is your date of birth? What's your age? What is your sex? What is your ethnicity? Okay, so these details will have the subject and will collect. So that's the reason, see, record qualifier. What is your country? So all this information will ask the subject, and from the subject will collect this information. That's the reason these type of variables which will ask the subject will collect the information, but those variables comes under record qualifiers. Okay. Result qualifier. If you do any trap test, you'll get the results. All the results variables are have a result qualifier. Okay, so where the variables contains any results, like if you take an LB domain, in LB you have LB original results, LB original results. Similarly, LB standard results in character type. LB standard results in numeric character. LB standard results in character type. LB standard results in numeric character. Similarly for VS also, vital signs also. Vital signs, virginal results. Vital signs, virginal results in character. Vital signs, standard results in character, numerical. This type of result related variables have a qualifier as a result qualifier. Easy? Okay. Next, grouping qualifier. Grouping is nothing but generally which variable will give a group of information. Generally category variables, LB category or LB subcategory. Vital signs category, vital signs subcategory. Like this. Any category related variables have a qualifier as a grouping. Okay. Clear? Cat is nothing but category. Cat is nothing but subcategory. So what group of information will give? So if you consider LB cat, you will get observations. So in LB, there are different tests will be there. Okay. Or else you can see in LB category, for example, there are three categories are there. Hematology is one category. Hematology. Clinical chemistry. Clinical chemistry. Urine analysis. So here, this is category. For each category, you may have multiple tests. So for example, XX test, YY test, and ZZ test. Means all the three tests together we are categorized as a one thing, as a hematology. Under hematology category, you will be having three tests. See, means here one LB hematology, it is giving three test information. All the three tests you are grouping as a hematology. So that's the reason this type of categories and subcategories variables have a qualifier as a grouping qualifier. Means with these category variables, generally it will give the group of information about the tests. Okay, 3-4 tests together we call one category. We give one category name. Okay, clear? Next. Synonym qualifier. What is the meaning of synonym? Synonym is a similar meaning. So one already there is a variable available. Synonym is similar meaning variables. In HGTM also, one variable is there. For example, AE term is your topic variable, correct? For same AE term, there is a similar meaning variable is available. That is AE decode. For example, MH term is there. MH term is a topic variable. The similar meaning, there is another variable is there, MH decode. Decodes are nothing but dictionary derived variables. Okay. So what is the meaning here? For example, fever is there. What is the fever meaning as per medical dictionary? We will capture in another variable. For example, fever as per medical dictionary, it's a pyrexia. So can I say the meaning will be same? Fever meaning and pyrexia meaning will be same, but we are capturing it to different variables. This one fever we are capturing as AE term. This pyrexia we are capturing as an AED. For example, headache is there. Headache, as per medical dictionary, what is the meaning of headache? As I don't say headache only. But you are capturing in a different variables. So like this, these type of AED code, MHD code variables have a synonym qualifier because it has a similar meaning with it another variable. Okay. The last one, variable qualifier. Qualifier is variables which has units. The variables which contains units information. For example, age unit. You have variable. We do some concomitant medication, CM dose units. Are you doing some lab results? LB, ORR is original results units. This type of unit related variables. Years, MG, ML, for the lab results, MG by DL by A, okay, MG by DL. Okay. If any variable will contains any units information, have a qualifier as a variable qualifier. Clear? That's it. So these are the qualifiers, these are the rules we have. So if you observe any variable in a HDTM implementation guide, have any of this rule. You can see identifier, topic, record, synonym, timing. Okay, any of this role should be there. The meaning of that role is this one. Clear now? These are the roles we have. So now we understand what is core and what is the role for the variables. And what is the C-disk nodes? Okay, the C-disk nodes is nothing but it is simply guidelines for the variable. Okay. Programmatically, you won't capture anything, but they'll give the guidelines. How the guidelines meaning guidelines for the variable. The guidelines meaning how to populate that variable. Guidelines for it. Okay. How to populate the variable. Or else how to derive that variable. Complete information about that variable, it will be mentioned in the C-disk nodes. See, observe anything. If you not understand any variable meaning means, you can come and check the C-disk nodes. So they'll give the clear information about that variable. See, study ID. It is a unique identifier for the study. Okay. BRTHDTC. What is BRTHDTC? We say date and time of the birth of the subject. Date, time of birth of the subject. So the subject birthday date, they are asking. Sex of the subject. AGU is nothing but units associated with age. Like this, every variable meaning they'll give. See, DTHF. See, indicates that if the subject is died, should have Y or null, should be populated when even when the date date is unknown. If you have information, the subject was dead, they give the flag as for them. Nice. Yes. The subject death was not happened, don't give yes. Just give them null. Okay. So like this, every variable, if you not understand what is the meaning of that variable, how to populate that variable, how to derive that variable. Okay, that information about the variable, information available in a series. Okay. That's it. This is about CDS routes. Clear? So now if in a domain we understand all the things, what is name, label, type, role, notes, and code. Okay. So from tomorrow onwards, we'll see each domain in detail. We start with the DM domain. What are the variables we have in the domain? What is the meaning of that variable? How to derive those variables? In detail, we'll discuss about each domain, each variable. Okay. Yeah. So that's it I have for today. Any questions, anyone?
Yeah, Sudarshan, there is one more column called as like control terminology or a format in the CDS document.
Yeah.
So anything to know about it? It's just
No, actually, I'll tell you later. Okay. Now you understand this one, right? ISO 8601.
yeah, for date one. Yeah.
Okay. There is a meaning for these things as well. Control terminology, code list. I'll tell you later. While we are discussing the topics, I'll tell you what is this control term.
Sure.
Sir, is there any specific pattern is there to for a subject ID we have to take this role and domains and all those things, sir?
No, there is no pattern will be there. Okay, based on the meaning you have to take it. Okay, especially for a programming purpose. Okay, you not remember. No need to remember these roles and all. You remember core enough. Role you no need to remember. It will be available in here itself. They just give the role. As a programmer, you are not much need about the role. Okay, you need to only topic variable is important. Remaining all the roles by the meaning of the variable name, it will come. Okay, clear?
Yes.
There is no need to specifically have to remember for what is the variable, what is the role. No need to by heart, no need to remember also. Just for a knowledge.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Fine then.
Thanks, sir.
Okay. Fine then.
Thanks, Sudarshan.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.